In this video, we will learn about the conquer function used in the merge sort. But before going to the definition of the conquer function, the viewers are requested to see the previous video first before seeing this present video for the better understanding. Now I type the conquer function and you see that on the screen. This conquer function will be of the void type, and here is the function name conquer. You see inside this I pass three arguments, first, mid, but in the code I will pass five arguments because the remaining two arguments are not much important, because here I write for the purpose of understanding the algorithm. When I write, when I type the code, the program, there I will pass five arguments. Here you see three arguments, and the remaining two will be the array name and the array size. I do not pass these two arguments here because these two are constant throughout the program, so not so much important. So for the algorithm, these three arguments are sufficient, because here I have to understand the working, the mechanism of the merge sort, and especially the conquer part. And here I type for the definition, so I used curly bracket, and inside this I declare three variables first, and this first variable is I. Value of this will be first equals to first. The second will be j. Value of this j will be mid plus 1. The third will be the k, and the value of this will be equals to first. And one array, I take one array, suppose its name is b and size is n. N is the size of the original array, original given array as well. And thereafter and in C program, you can place the parts, you can move the parts, you are free to do so. So I moved, and here below this I use a while loop first, and inside this I take, inside the parenthesis of while loop we type the condition, and the condition will be I is less than or equal to mid, and j is less than or equal to the last. Here is the last inside the argument. These two conditions, if these two conditions are true, only then the body of the while loop will be executed. And here inside the body there will be condition a I is less than or equal to a j, then bk plus plus, or we can remove this curly bracket, because inside for this if keyword there will be only one statement, and here b k plus plus equals to a I plus plus. And there may be a situation that this ai is not less than or equal to aj. For that we use else b k plus plus equals to a j plus plus. Now this while loop is complete, so I close this, and after that when this while loop ends its working, then we use if, this if keyword again, and inside this I type the condition I greater than mid. If this is the situation, then inside this there will be a while loop, while j is less than or equal to the last, then there will be a situation when this b k plus plus will take, this bk will take the value of aj, and thereafter this value of j will be increased by 1, so here will be j plus plus. And obviously there will be a I close, because while loop, working of while loop is complete, and here there will be else part as well, because there may be a situation that this I is less than or equal to mid. For that we again use while loop, and inside this I type I is less than or equal to mid. This, if this is the situation, then b k plus plus will be filled by ai plus plus, and else, body of the else part is closed. And in the end we use a for loop. This starts from the first, goes up to the last, and each step is increased by 1, so I plus plus here, and here ai, the original array elements, will take the value of bk. Now our definition, the definition of the conquer function is complete. I show you the entire definition once again. Here is the thing, and all the parts. Now we must see whether this definition is working or not. I have written this code, this part, taking various examples, and this is working. And to check, to show you whether it is true or not, for that purpose I take this thing. You see in the screen, see this part, I show you, see this part, in this part, you see, in this part you see two single arrays. There are two arrays of single element, and here first 0, mid 0, last is 1. And conquer means, you know, the merging of the array. So here there are two arrays of one element each. First is containing the element 12, second is containing the element 5. So when we merge these two arrays, so in sorted form it will be 512. So we will employ that definition of conquer to these two arrays whether we are getting 512 or not. And for that you must remember in your mind that here first is 0, mid is 0, last is 1. So I type the same thing here in the side but in different color. I am taking it as red so that you may check the rough work. It is the rough work. And you saw that the first element was, sorry, it is still black, so I change it in some other color. Suppose it is that color, red. So in the example that I have shown to you, that the first array was of size 1 containing 12 and the second was 5, this 5. And also you saw that first was 0, mid was also 0, and the last was 1. Now we, according to our scheme, this scheme, you see the code, this is the code, and these all this thing is rough, as I said you earlier. These are rough, okay. And according to this scheme, I equals first, this means that I is 0, okay. I equals to 0, and j, here you see j is mid plus 1, so j equals to mid, is, here you see mid is 0, so 0 plus 1 equals to 1. And the third one is k equals first, so this will be 0. So we got the values of I, j and k, okay. Okay, now let us check the condition. First thing is the while loop. I is less than or equal to mid, I is 0, mid is this j, sorry, this is mid is 1. Obviously I is less than or less than mid, and j is less than or equal to k. Sorry again, this will be j. Here is mid is 0, so I is less than mid, I is 0, mid is 0, okay. Less than or equal to, these two are equal, so first condition is true, this condition is true. And check the second condition, j is less than or equal to last, j is 1, last is 1, okay. These two are equal, so both the conditions are satisfied. So the body of this while loop will be executed. This is the body of the while loop. This body will be executed because both conditions are true. And now ai is less than or equal to aj. Ai means I is 0, ai means a0, aj, j is 1, aj means a1, a0 is less than or equal to a1, no. Here you see A0 is the first element, which is 12. Aj is the second element, which is 5. So Ai means A0 here is not less than Aj. 12 is greater than 5. So this condition fails. So else part will be executed. This part will be executed. According to this part, Bk here, according to the else part, B k is 0. You see here k is 0, so here will be 0, and this will be equal to aj plus plus. So here will be aj plus plus, j is 1, so a1 means this second element, so here will be 5. Here will be 5. And one more thing, here you see k plus plus means after writing the statement I have to increase the value of k. So the k value of k plus plus means you have to increase the value of k by 1. So here k will be 1, and accordingly you see j plus plus, so the value of j also increases, and here previous value is 1, so now it will be 2. So here will be 2. Okay, now since this is a loop, and you know loop runs many times, now we check the two conditions again for the second run. Here you see I is less than or equal to mid. Yes, it is true. I is 0 here, mid is 0, both are equal, so first condition is true. Now the second, j is less than or equal to last. You see j is now 2, and 2 is not less than or equal to 1 because last is 1, so second condition fails. So the while loop will not work for the second time. This part will not work, not run for the second time. Now we come here, the next part of the definition. It says if I is greater than mid, I is 0, mid is 0, obviously 0 is not greater than 0, so we will come into the else part, and in the else part it is written I is less than or equal to mid. I is 0, mid is 0, obviously 0 will be less than or equal to 0. Condition is true. So here this will be written, this thing will be written, and this thing you see bk plus plus equal to ai plus plus. So here will be bk, k is 1, here you see k1, so here will be 1 equals to ai plus plus. So here will be I you see I is 0, so here will be 0, and a0 means first element, and you see first element is 12, so here will be 12. So, and one more thing, that here you see k plus plus means, here you see k plus plus, this means that you have to increase the value of k is 1, now it will be 2, and here I plus plus means the you have to increase the value of I. So previously it is 0, now it will be 1. The values are updated. So we move to the next part of this definition. The next part is, in the next part you see ai. I means first, initially the value of I is first, and first means here you see the first is 0, so here will be 0, ai will be 0, and this equals to sorry, here will be I, not K. Here will be I. This equals to Bi, means B0, and you see that B0 is 5, so here will be 5. And thereafter you see in the for loop I plus plus, this means that the value of I will increase. I is initially first and the value of first is 0, so I was 0, now I plus plus means I will be 1. So for the next run, here will be A1, 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 and this must be equal to B1. And you see, the value of B1 means, sorry, here will be 12. The first element is 12, and B1 means the second element, that is 5. So here you see A0, sorry again, here will be 5 and here will be 12, because these are the updated value, these are the last value, and according to this B0 is 5, 5 is here, and B1 equals to A0, so B1 will be 12. And you see that if you see this array named A, then A0 means first element, which is 5, A1 the next element, which is 12. So 5, 12, 5 and 12 are in sorted order. So if you see this, these two array of one element each, 12 and 5, then according to our definition, this definition, according to this definition, we got this definition. Here is the first half and this is the second half. This is the second and this is the last part of the definition. According to this definition, we got the elements in sorted order. First 5, A0 is 5 and the second A1 is 12. So with this we got an array of size 2, and this array of size 2 is sorted. So this definition of conquer this definition of conquer is working well. Okay, now in the past video I have shown you that there are 4 conquer functions related to our example, and in that 4 conquer functions, the running of the function starts from the bottom, not from the top. I here have taken the last conquer function. Still there are 3 conquer functions, and you should do the work for those 3 conquer functions yourself according to the definition of this conquer function typed here, and at the end, that is when you reach to the top, then you will get the array equal in size as was in the given array, and size will be equal, and the additional benefit will be you will have the sorted array. Okay, thanks. And one thing I remind again that to understand these videos related to merge sort, you should start from the beginning. That is, first part of merge sort must be seen first, thereafter second part, and at the end you should see this part, this last part, this definition part, definition of the conquer function. Okay, thanks.